Welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Brereton. Going to the Brereton Church graveyard. But where's the church? Well, to get to it you have to go under here, like an ancient castle. So we'll drive under here and let's go and find the church. Well, we've come down the road and this is the main entrance to the Lord of the Manor. Right next to it's the church. It's quite typical in the UK that the Lord of the Manor would have built the church, and in this case they have a special road into the church, a special door in, and once inside the church they have their own section, so they don't have to mix with the peasants. So it's St Oswald's, and we have a little step here. Presumably this was when you came on your horse, you could get onto your horse. So it's not particularly big graveyard. Getting in it's an interesting bit. The first thing we come across is this memorial to those that gave their lives in the World Wars, and this is 1914, 1918. Lots of pebbles and memorials round it. We're just catching the end of the bluebells. I think we'll start over the other side. So we've got a big mural, will we call it? Nice seat. And some of the graves stuck under the trees, which we can't really read. A little bit here, Anne Butler, 1892. Joseph Devonport, 1872. Sacred on this one, quite a common wording. 1859. Presumably under here are gravestones, but they're covered in all sorts. 1875, so again you sort of see them all one era, and these are obviously gravestones, but you just can't make out what they are at all. Another one from Brereton, 1859. And the main church entrance. And some of the old graves now. 1884. Again, more on the ground. One there you can't read it, it's covered in stuff. Nice little bluebells for these two. Still in the 1800s, 1864, 1874. There's a strange thing here. I'm assuming that this is a millstone, not a grave, but there's no indication. Still in 1872. Very big tree here. 1870. And we do come across quite a few big tombs. We can see that Elizabeth Lowe, is that? Quite a posh bit there. I'm assuming, yes, it's a family plot because the person next to it is also named Lowe and the design is exactly the same. You might hear the birds here because they just go crazy. One big slab of stone there. There's loads of rooks and crows and things here. This one well covered in green stuff. Flat one. Samuel Tippin. Nice little one with like a Bible on the top there. 1876. Quite a big one. It's a very sort of woody area. So if I spin round you can see it's a lovely place to be laid to rest. Lots of trees and lots of wildlife. And the size of that tree, that must be a fairly old tree. They're all covered in this green. That one's cracked. And that's a 1912. 1867. Another one there is sort of breaking up. And that's well lettered, 1871. A deeper cut of the letter so it survived. We've got all sorts around the actual tree growing. Another one we can't make out what it is. 1941. You can see the countryside. That's one of these strange graves. We've come across these before. They're sort of super thin. I don't quite know what the idea is. Small one there we can't read. And a very small one there with nothing readable. 1875. And we're sort of surrounded by graves here. In 1926. 1950. Quite a modern one. One at the back there, 1906. It's all a bit wild and what have you here with weeds and what have you. Another little one there. Very big stone there. There's one here with a lot of writing on it. Hannah, daughter of John Hannah, 1868, age 4 years. "16 years, another one. 73 years, the last one. Another big tomb. 2 years and some 5 months, is that supposed to be? Quite a big tomb for a child, isn't it? Presumably there's somebody else in as well. Yeah, it's a family tomb, so there's 2 or 3 people in. One here that's long since seen better days. Another big tomb. More that's sort of totally eradicated. And these two have gone brown. 1902. Another one with a lot of writing on. Only 26 years old. Only 27 years old, well, you can't read it. One little one on the floor. And we've got more big tombs. Now this one looks really something else. Field House Sandbach. You know, we're in Brereton, which is near Holmes Chapel. It's not far from Sandbach, but so that's Woolley. There's also a Sarah Woolley. And that's Woolley, but this side it says Hopwood. I don't quite know about that one. There's two together here, which I'm assuming might be a family plot because it's all on a big piece of stone. So Elizabeth Howard, 1818. It's a bit damp today, so whether we can make it out. Writings on the top. I'll say I'm zooming. That's another Howard. So assuming these two are family graves being on the big lot of land. One here quite high status with metal around it. Couple of flat ones there. Covered in moss so you can't read them. One on the back, 1839. This is one of the problems, you see, it's lovely woodland area, and it does take its toll on the some of the gravestones. You can see the difference in the quality, can't you? This is 1861 and it's in sort of pristine condition. Same again here, better quality. One they're totally white, Venables. That's a bit different. That's George Baker. And that's John Baker. Harrison. When we only got half a grave. Now we come by this, well, just going round the back of the church, so two together, trying to make it out if it's family, because the gravestone's virtually identical. A lot of flat ones. A lot of words on that one. Some again up against the fence which you can't really make out. One there again, deep lettering, you can see it, can't you? All these are now sort of flat graves. Venables, I think the Venables are the family that owns the posh estate. We've got some rhododendrons at the back there. These are all covered in moss. You'd think somebody would actually tie them up, wouldn't you? The one there totally obliterated. Well, there has been a gate there, so that'd be one way into the lords of the manor. More two big flat stones. Another 1866. A lot of these flat ones. You see how all the churches, they do want a new clock because the clock's long since gone. So this, I assume here, would be where the actual family came to this private little place here, because that's the estate back there. And this is quite nice because we're just catching the bluebells. Try not to stand on the bluebells. 1809. It's supposed to be a lovely day today, isn't it? Far from it at the moment. 1874. Very difficult to read those two. I mean, it's not a big graveyard, so you'd think somebody would volunteer to keep the place reasonable, wouldn't you? You can see across there that the modern graves, the grass is alright, it's just these old graves. And what of course the church say is, well, this is rewilding and back to nature, blah 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 blah, but it basically means they can't be bothered to look after the old graves. And you thought people from the manor house, if it was relatives of theirs, they'd want it to these old graves looking after, wouldn't you? Again, we're under the trees, and you can't make these old graves out. Soaking now because it was all long grass. Still in the 1800s, 1834. We can see most of the modern graves now. It's just interesting to look around some of the more modern graves. They're covered in bluebells and other flowers. And this has been one fair old tree in its time. And they've actually carved it to make a seat, which is a bit different. I don't know the colours of modern graves, but that just caught my eye. John Denham Barlow, Baronet of Bradwell, 1986, and Lady Diane Helen Barlow, wife of the above John, and John Kemp Barlow, 3rd Baronet. A bit different. That's another one that's a bit eye-catching, a bit different. HSE, an American Thomas Joseph Moffier and Joan Moffier. Quite a recent grave, but it was a bit different. It just sort of caught your eye. Going back amongst the old ones now, 1985, so it's not that old, that one. It's you can hear them crows. Emily Tickle. And it's like a war grave, this. Action at Gaza, Egypt, 26, aged 19 years old. So you can have a war grave which is your own private grave instead of the normal sandstone. 2 old ones would have been quite marvellous in the day. They're a bit, well, that one's cracked. Another one that's gone brown, that seems to be sort of sandstone. And all the Venables, I'm pretty sure the Venables are the people of the Grand Estate. Well, you'd have thought they'd have got a better grave than that one, wouldn't you? It's good to see that all the graves are pointing the correct way, because a lot of churches you go in, for some reason they change and point in different ways. The old tradition was the head went to the west, so when the Lord comes you sit up and you can see him coming from the east. But then they put your head to the north if you were an evil person or a witch. Well, a lot of churches they sort of bang them here, there and everywhere. I think that's as much as we can see. There's just one sort of very modern grave there that stands out. We don't know, we can't see. You can hear all these crows, but you can't see them. Oh, you might catch them up there. Well, it's a nice little church. Nobody knows anything about it, because as we saw coming in, you wouldn't know it was here really. Last time I was there, they were trying to raise money for a new bell, or to get the bell repaired. It was about 50 grand for a church bell. And the thing with a church bell, they have to turn it every so often, otherwise it sort of wears the metal away. And the church bell will probably weigh several tons, so it's not like a 2-minute job, because they've got to unlock it and turn it. It's a quarter of a turn. And we hope we've enjoyed this small graveyard. Pity that it wasn't a nice sunny day, which we expected, but nevertheless. Please subscribe to this channel, because I'm 76 years old. I do this, I don't make any money, and it costs me thousands for the cameras and time and money to travel. So if we get more subscribers, I can get a little bit of money off Mr. YouTube. So I'm grateful if you would subscribe, please.